Hey, good morning to you. Have you ever wondered what it was like to be on the outside looking in? I want to share with you out of Acts chapter 25 for just a moment, verses 11 through 21. And I want you to catch a little bit of what it's like for an outsider looking in. Paul is giving an answer to the group there before Festus. And so Paul said, I stand at Caesar's judgment seat where I ought to be judged. To the Jews I have done no wrong, as you very well know. For if I'm an offender or have committed anything deserving death, I do not object to dying. But if there is nothing in these things of which these men accuse me, no one can deliver me to them. I appeal to Caesar. Then Festus, when he had conferred with the council, answered, You have appealed to Caesar. To Caesar you shall go. And after some days, King Agrippa and Bernice came to Caesarea to greet Festus. When they had been there many days, Festus laid Paul's case before the king, saying, There is a certain man left a prisoner by Felix, about whom the chief priests and elders of the Jews informed me when I was in Jerusalem, asking for a judgment against him. To them I answered, It is not a custom of the Romans to deliver any man to destruction before the accused meets the accusers face to face, and has opportunity to answer for himself concerning the charge against him. Therefore, when they had come together without any delay, the next day I sat on the judgment seat and commanded the man to be brought in. When the accusers stood up, they brought no accusation against him of such things as I supposed, but I had some questions against him about their own religion and about a certain Jesus who had died, whom Paul affirmed to be alive. And because I was uncertain of the such questions, I asked whether he was willing to go to Jerusalem and there be judged concerning these matters. But when Paul appealed to be reserved for the decision of Augustus, I commanded him to be kept till I could send him to Caesar. I tell you, this is the outside looking in. Festus, a pagan, a leader of the Romans, the governor, now is telling the king, this is what I heard after he's appealed to Caesar. So he tells them the story of there's this discussion. I was in Jerusalem, and these religious leaders of this group are telling me about this. So I came and I talked to him, and he's been here for 2 years in prison. Understand, that's what he's seeing. And so he starts telling me stuff about the religion, and then he had some questions against him about their own religion, about a certain Jesus who died, whom Paul affirmed to be alive. And so I was going to send him back to them and let them take care of it, because I just can't put a person to death. But Paul appealed to Caesar. You see, sometimes we see difficulties within the church, within the religion of Judaism, different denominations that may be fussing, and the world doesn't have a clue what our discussions are. It's important that we work together. It's important that we understand as believers that we work through our situations. And if they're not a pillar of the faith, which was what Paul's talking about, is a pillar of our faith, this thing that this Jesus died and arose again, he's alive. But unless it's that, we need to try to work it out and get along. I see too many people fussing over little things, whether it's the day of the week, the hour of the day, the style of music, when all that does is let the world see confusion and infighting, and they don't understand. They need to hear what Paul said. This is really about Jesus, who was died and is alive again. That is the basis of our faith. And so I just want you to kind of understand, as you live this life today, as you go about your journey, do your best to see how others may be looking at you from the outside, and make sure they hear the testimony about Jesus, not about all the other things, but about Jesus and the hope of heaven that we have in him. Pray you have a great day. Please know that you're loved. There's a men's group at 5, the other events going on in midweek, ladies group at 6, children and halftime for children, the youth, Celebrate Recovery, all those events going on tonight at Westview at 6 o'clock. Men's group meets at Hardy's at 5. So we hope you can join us for midweek for a word of encouragement. Just know that you're loved, and know as always at Westview, we're here for you. So God bless.